Hello everyone, today we're going to review all three tenses that we have in a simple group. So we are going to review past, present, and future simple tenses. So I want just to start out talking about what means a tense. Yeah, so tense is used to indicate the time in which something is happening. So basically, it is used in order to change the form when we're speaking. So depending on that, each form in each tense has its own ending. Yeah, so you just have to remember that and apply this in your speech as well. So I want to start out with the past simple tense. As you see, the past simple tense is used when something happened in the past, and basically we do not know anything regarding like when exactly it happened. We just have it as a fact, so it should be true. And here we have two groups. Basically, we have regular and irregular verbs. And depending on that, it has different types of endings. Okay, so I want you to take a look on the first example, in which, for instance, I played football yesterday, right? So I played football yesterday. And here we got ed as an ending. So what we should understand basically is that if the verb is not listed in a sheet of regular verbs, then it should be regular verb because we have ed as the ending. Most verbs have ed as the ending if it's a regular verb. So I played football yesterday, and here we have the adverb which points us to the past simple tense. Basically, what kind of adverbs do we need to remember from past simple? These are yesterday, the day before yesterday, everything which refers to go, everything which refers to last. Yeah, so last Friday, I bought a new magazine. 3 days ago, I went to my family's house. 5 years ago, I lived in Spain, for instance, etc. Now, so the next example that we have, Sally sang her favorite song. So Sally sang, we have three forms of irregular verbs, so you just need to remember and know that for sure. So sing, sang, sung. Yeah, so these are three forms of verb. As you see, all irregular forms of verbs. So all irregular verbs have three forms. So just remember that. We have the first form, which is infinitive form of verb. We have the second form, which is used for applying in past simple tense. And we have the third form, which is used with some other tenses. So for instance, they are used for perfect group tenses. Yeah. And this is really important to know and be able to identify, because that makes a difference. Now, so this is how it works. You just need to remember that all irregular verbs have three forms. The first one, infinitive, the second one, which is used for past simple tense, and the third form, which is basically used as a participle or just for perfect group tenses mostly. Now, so here on this part, you can see the differences on how it works. So for instance, for past simple tense applied, we can see walked. So I walked around the house yesterday. Yeah. 3 days ago, I visited my parents. I hope you could do better, etc. Raised, watched, counted, explained. I explained you the things before, right? For instance. Now I want you to pay more attention to your regular verb list. So here we got so, said, became, bit, but, could, begun. So basically these are the forms from the sheet of regular verbs. Okay, so she became famous, yeah? Become, became. So become, became, become. She became famous. All right, we use the second form of this. I bought the flowers for you yesterday. Buy, bought, bought. So take the second form. Okay. Now, so I want you to identify the tense of the following sentences. So let's check this out. Tom. Yeah, so we got the character in here, Tom. Tom walked down the street to school, right? Next. He stopped to wait for a car to go, probably, yeah, to go or to drive past before he crossed the road. Yeah, he crossed the road. He opened the school gate and hung up his coat on his back. So Tom walked down the street to school. Here we have the regular verb, right? So he walked down the street to school. He stopped. Also, this is considered to be regular verb. Yeah, so just because we have ed as the ending, and to wait for a car to drive, this is infinitive form. Past before he crossed, back again, regular verb. He opened the school gate, regular verb, because ed as the ending, and hung up his coat on his back. Hey, hung. Yeah, so also this hung is considered to be but regular verb because we have three forms regarding regular verbs. Okay, now I want you to switch to the present tense. I guess we already talked about that before, but I will just repeat that. So present tense is used when something is happening on a regular basis or in a repeated mode. So we just rely on the information that is going to happen in the future as well. So, and basically in this kind of case, we can also use present simple tense. So here you can see the examples. Eva wakes up at 7:30 every morning. So this action is considered to be repeated. I ride my bike every weekend. I walk to school every day, etc. Sun sets in the west. I speak Urdu. They live in a city. And if we're going to talk about the things that are just will happen in the future, we can apply also present simple because this is for sure that it's going to happen in the future because it's just been made many times. It just happened many times before. That's why we can rely on present simple also in this case. Now I want you to switch to this one. Yeah, so let's check this out. The form of verb depends on the subject. For instance, here, yeah, that is for sure. This is a searching truth. Basically, it all depends on auxiliary verbs that we have. So do, does, I do, you do, he, she, it does, we do, you do, they do. Just remember that we have the third form of singular. So it means that if she, he, it does, basically we just need to put es or s as the ending. So I run because I do, you run because you do, she runs because she does, we run because we do, you run because you do, they run because they do. So this is something that you need to pay attention to. So I go because I do, but she goes. Now I want you also to look at some exceptions as well. Yeah, so there are some letter combinations such as O, CH, SH, double S, one S, X, or, and Z. Yeah, so for instance, go, goes, so just put ES as the ending, fix, fixes. Normally just put S as the ending, but if the verb has this kind of endings, then we just have the exception. So in this case, we just add ES. Remember that. So wish, wishes, buzz, buzzes, fix, fixes. And also vowel and Y. So we need to add as say says, she says, he plays, he buys, right? And consonant and Y. So we just remove Y. Carry, carries, we change it for I and put ES as the ending. So cry, cries, tidy, tidiest. And now I want you to check this sentences back again. As you see, there are some mistakes. I ride my skateboard in the park. So the searching option would be I ride my skateboard in the park because I do. He likes both dogs and cats. So just leave it like that because this is correct. And he goes to the shop. So the right option would be they go because they do, right? Now, and I want also to touch the perfect point of this lesson because this is a new one. So I'm going to touch the future tense, the future simple. We are using future simple tense when something is going to happen in the future. So it should be a definite tense that is going to complete all actions. So what I mean with that, basically something which is going to happen in the future, and that's for sure. But we don't know any details. We just know that it's going to happen in the future. We don't know when exactly. And yeah, the key auxiliary verbs would be will, shall, and going to. So these are just the main helping words, let's say. Yeah, so I will bake. I will. So the auxiliary verb is will. Shall is well used, but let's say it's more used in UK rather than US, so USA. But they're used in both countries as well, let's say. So will and shall, I will bake, we shall go on holiday, right? And I'm going to talk to him. So something which I'm going to do in the future or I'm intending to do in the future. But we don't have any details. And the key adverbs, like for this tense, are going to be tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, everything which is referred to next. And yeah, for instance, in 3 months, I'm going to become rich, or in 3 days, I'm going to become more intelligent, let's say, whatever. So the next thing that I want you to get closer to is when we have the negative form. So we just need to shorten this. And if we just go in to put these two parts like will and not, it will be want. So I want come to Spain tomorrow. I want tell you the truth in 3 days, etc. We will not go on holiday. I'm not going to talk to you about it, or I'm not going to talk to him in 5 months, whatever. Right? So what tense is it in? The cat sat on a mat. The cat sat on a mat. Yeah. So what tense is it? How do you think it's going to be? It's going to be past, right? Past simple. What tense? What will the sentence be in the present tense? Okay, so the cat is sitting on the mat. Sure, this is a present tense, but it's not considered to be present simple tense because the present simple tense is definitely completely different. In the first position, we have subject. In the second position, we have the form of verb, but it just depends on what kind of ending we should have, depending also just related to the subject. So you need to follow the structure to those, right? So the first position, we have subject, then we have verb, then we have object, and adverb with time and place. By the way, the adverb can be actually, it can be changed all the time. It can be standing in the beginning, it can be standing also in the end. So the cat is sitting on the mat is a present continuous tense. If we're going to make it in a present simple, this would be the cat sits on the mat, but it means that basically the cat sits there all the time. So just like in a repeated mode or something like that in general. What would the sentence be in the future? How would it look like in the future simple tense? How do you think? It should be the cat will sit on the mat, right? The cat will sit on the mat. Exactly. Now, I want you to identify the next sentence, the tense of the next sentence. So as you see, they are playing in the park. They are playing. Just from the first glance, the first sight, we can realize that basically this is a construction of present continuous tense. And here we got the pronounced and in the first position, then we got the conjunction infinitive form of verb with the ing with the ending, and then like where in the adverb of place. So according to that, we can understand that this is present continuous. And if we had to say that in present simple, this would be they play in the park, right? So what would the sentence be in a past tense? In the past simple, this would be they played in the park. That is correct. In the future simple, it is going to be they will play in the park. That's right. Now the next, she will meet you tomorrow. So what tense is that? This is future simple, right? She will meet you tomorrow. So when? Tomorrow. Frank and Tom went to the zoo. So go and gone. As you remember, for past simple tense, we use the second form. And this is a regular verb, right? So this is past simple. Ahmed sang his favorite song. This is also considered to be past simple, right? So past simple, yeah, why? Because this is also a regular verb. And so sing, sang, sung, right? He is skipping down the road. He is skipping. So this is a present continuous tense. This is still present, right? Okay, and the last one, the dog lapped at the water. The dog lapped at the water. So lapped, ed as the ending. So this is a regular verb with ed as the ending. This is a past simple tense. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for your attention. I hope that grabbed some new information and just got to know some new things about the simple group tenses. Just keep watching me and subscribe to my channel. See you soon. Bye.